Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
So I'm going to tell you a story. It's about time traveling. So the anime name is Erase, or in Japanese is Bokudake da Inaimachi. So I will read the synopsis first. So Satoru Fujinuma, a person who has a power to return to the past when he met a dangerous event. The story begins when Satoru discovers that his mother has been murdered, and everyone at the scene accused Satoru of committing the murder. Satoru also has to go back to 18 years ago and try to find out who killed his mother while saving some of his friends in the past who were also victims of kidnapping. So here all the character. So the main character is Fujinuma Satoru. Is a old elementary school Fujinuma, and is old Fujinuma Satoru, or Satoru. We call him Satoru. Okay, this Yashiro Sensei, Satoru teacher, and this is Fujinuma Sachiko, Satoru's mother, and this is Katagiri Airi, Satoru work partner, and this is Hinazuki Kayo, kidnapping victim. This is Sugita Hiromi, kidnapping victim too, and also a classmate Satoru. Nakanishiaya, kidnapping victim. Jun Shiratori, or we call him Yuki. This is Satoru friends. And this is Yanagihara Misato, a classmate of Satoru. And this is Kobayashi Kenya. So this is all the character. So I will play the video of this anime. Okay, just wait up. Ya, gimana nih? Okay. This is the anime. So this is Satoru Fujinuma, and this is Yashiro Sensei, and this is his mother, Sachiko, and this is Katagira Airi, the work partner of Satoru. This is Kayo, Hanazuki Kayo, and this is Hiromi, and this is Aya, and this is Yuki-san, or Satoru friends, and this is Misato, this is Kenya, and the old character, the Satoru's friend. So Satoru is 29 years old in 26. He works as a pizza delivery man and unknown manga, a comic artist. And when Satoru delivered the pizza, Satoru experienced a strange incident, namely the repetition of the time, which is he called revival. A revival can cause Satoru to return to the past 5 minutes, and within 5 minutes of that, bad thing will happen, like accident or murder. So, when Satoru came home, Satoru was shocked to see his mother had been killed. Satoru checks her mother to make sure, but at the time, Satoru neighbor come to the house to see Satoru hand covered in blood. Yeah, this is the neighbor come. The neighbor come to house and see Satoru's hand covered in the blood. There is a misunderstanding between neighbor and Satoru. Before the accident, Satoru's mother told him that there had been a murder case near her house. In that case, 3 elementary school girls students were killed and 2 of them were Satoru classmates. Nah, this is that case in 1988 or 18 years ago. The suspect is Yuki, even though Yuki has not been completely proven guilty, because there is one one piece of evidence or proof that point to him. Yuki immediately became a suspect with that proof. Satoru was sure that Yuki wasn't the suspect, and the most likely the one who killed mother Satoru mother was the same person who committed to murder 8 years ago. So when the misunderstanding gets more complicated, the neighbor reported to the police, and Satoru was panicked and he ran. When that happened, the revival happened again. This is the revival happened again. So this revival happened not back 5 minutes, but back into 18 years ago. To be precise, to 1988. So Satoru back to 1988 when the first time this murder took place. So Satoru is very confused at the first time. Satoru returned to his childhood, grade 5 elementary school, and Satoru find out that the mother and the 3 victims are still alive. These 2 girls is friends of Satoru and kidnapping victim too. And Satoru make a promise to himself to save his mother and 3 friends and 2 classmates and change the future. And the first step that Satoru took was watching Hinazuki Kayo, because Hinazuki Kayo is the first victim of this kidnapping and murder. So the Satoru plan is pretending to like Kayo. That way, because all the Satoru friends support Satoru to make them both close. Because that Kayo was the first victim and kidnapping murder, so Kayo don't have clue what exactly uh, Satoru means. And finally, Satoru got close to Kayo and was able to keep an eye on Kayo. This is the conversation, and so the Satoru finally close to the Kayo, and he can keep an eye on Kayo. And the next day, when Kayo comes to class, Satoru saw that there were bruises on Kayo's legs and neck. Now, in this case, Satoru assumed that Kayo is experiencing violence in her house. This is Satoru report to the Yashiro sensei to take action further. This is Satoru when he reported to the Yashiro sensei. And Yashiro sensei agreed and helping Satoru. So on March 2, 1988, that was the date of Kayo was kidnapping. Therefore, on the 1 March, Satoru asked Kayo to go to play. This was to prevent Kayo from being alone, and then coincidentally, the 2 March is a Satoru and Kayo birthday. and Satoru invite Kaio to come to home. Satoru friends throw a birthday surprise for Satoru and Kaio at Satoru house. This is the surprise birthday. And Satoru keep Kaio until late at night. When the party over, Satoru accompanied Kaio to the home. And Satoru did not go home. Look at this. Satoru not immediately go to home. She is waiting for the change of the day. So he makes sure that Kaio not kidnapping or not strange accident, like really want to make sure that Kaio was safe. Okay, and when the clock show the next day, Satoru calmed them and went home. In the morning, Satoru came to the school late. As you can see, he is late. When he got to the school, oh my God, this is playing, man. When he come to the school, said, and the Yashiro sensei said, only Hunezuki Kaio is late, huh? Jadi tinggal Kaio saja yang telat, he said. And when this happened, Satoru was shocked and tried to calm down. After school, Satoru was at the Kaio house to make sure. When he arrived at Kaio house, Kaio still disappeared. And the accident happened again. The murder of 3 elementary school girl happened again. All the 3 elementary school kidnapping and killed. After 3 days, Kaio disappeared. Satoru saw Kaio mother throwing out of strange trash bag, and Satoru screamed for his failure. Jeez. When Satoru saw the trash bag and he screamed, and when he screamed, he back to the original timeline in 26. He's back to the timeline, the original timeline, and Satoru almost caught by the police due to a misunderstanding, but luckily there, the angel was gone. But luckily there is Satoru work partner, Airi. So Airi believed in Satoru that it's impossible for him to kill his own mother. Then Airi took Satoru to her house. And Satoru found a magazine. This is the magazine. He found it. And he looked at that. So the first one, Kaio, is that in 2 March and with 10 years old. So Satoru discovered the fact that Satoru changed the future because the Kaio that, which is started from March 2 and changed to the March 3. Weekly play. So, and Satoru read the list of suspects, only 2 of whom Satoru know, Yuki and his father. But suddenly, Satoru was caught at a Airi house. It's suddenly, really suddenly. So this is Satoru was caught at Airi house. This is because the sus showed up himself in front of Satoru. You can see in anime, you can see this video. This is the suspect. So the suspect showed up in front of Satoru, and this is because that suspect reported Satoru at Aire house. This says is the person who met Satoru when Satoru wants to go to the stair of his house before Satoru find out that his mother was killed. But Satoru doesn't know who this sus is, and Satoru begs to revival start once again. So this he's begging to revival once again. And yeah, with Satoru luck, revival returns once again. So Satoru back to the past again and carried all the same plan, which was to watch over Kaio, the first victim of kidnapping. So she's carried the same plan. But this is the differences. When Kaio come to the Satoru birthday, when birthday is over, Satoru said to the Kaio, "Can I kidnap you?" At that time, Kaio agreed, and Satoru took Kaio on the big bus to spend the night there to avoid violence from his mother and kidnapping. Only Kenya and Hiromi, this is Kenya, in middle is Kenya, and the right is Hiromi. Kenya Hiromi is the close friend of Satoru. Only Kenya and Hiromi know this plan. So, the second day, there was an adult man who came to the bus. This is the violence of Kaio. And this is the second day when the adult man come to the bus. And lucky Kaio not caught. He survived. So then Kaio told Satoru that the man came and kicked object on the bus. Satoru and gang checked the content of the suspicious box. This is the suspicious box. And Satoru curious, and he find out the strange the strange thing. The Hiromi and Kenya were confused because they're still children, but it's different from Satoru. Satoru, who was originally 29 years old, and Satoru very knew well what those suspicious tools are. And Satoru immediately moved from the bus to his house. So, okay, this is new. So, yeah, this immediately. So, Satoru asked Kaio to live at Satoru house. Luckily, Satoru mothers agree with that. It has been more than 3 days to stay at Satoru house. And this is Satoru and his mother take Kaio back to his house with the National Commission for Child Protection and Yashiro Sensei. So this is when Kaio back to her house. When she got home, Kaio received an unfriendly welcome from his mother. So let's look. It's not unfriendly, like he's not mother. He wanna slap that kid. Oh my God. And the National Commission of Child Protection is stop that action, and the Commission for Child Protection and Yashiro Sensei say it's better to take Kaio away from that house. So Kai finally Kaio was taken by the Child Protection Commission to live at her grandmother's house. So the Kaio case is done. So it's over than 3 days. As you'll remember, uh, the first one, Kaio, that is March 2, and when revival start again, and Satoru fail, the future change, Kaio that in March 3, and now Kaio is still alive because Satoru plan was success. Ah, so and the remaining victim are still two, Hiromi and Aya. So for Hiromi case, Satoru is not worried because Hiromi is very close friend with Satoru. So Satoru not make any workout, any uh what was that? Uh, the point is Satoru not worried about Hiromi because Hiromi is a close friend with Satoru. Satoru knows very well about Hiromi activities. And the problem is Aya. And Hiromi is Hiromi. As you can see, Hiromi and Satoru were close friends. So the problem is Aya. The problem is Aya. Aya is student from opposite elementary school. So with Satoru's strong determination, Satoru followed Aya and recorded her activities. So Satoru become a stalker. He recorded all the activities, so he can know what Aya doing. And when Satoru follow Aya, Satoru meet his mother. Wait. This. When Satoru follow Aya, he meets her mother. And his mother asks Satoru to bring her groceries. This is the plan is failed. The plan was failed. And then Yashiro Sensei suddenly came to offer a ride. And Satoru talked about many things with Yashiro Sensei. This is when Satoru and his mother in Yashiro Sensei car. So the car driver is something that makes Satoru curious. As you can see that subtitle ada yang menjulur keluar. That makes Satoru curious. When he wants opened that drawer, then Yashiro Sensei forbid it. And look what exactly happened. When he opened the drawer, there is so many candy on that. That curiosity turned into suspicious, considering this kidnapping case. A child elementary school with candy. Oh my God, it's really. But Yashiro Sensei immediately gave the statement that this candy was replaced his cigarette. So you can see, he really, really shocked. And yeah, he said this candy replace his cigarette because he want to stop smoking. And the next day, Satoru and gang invite to Aya to meet him. So luckily, this Aya is easy to become a friends. And Satoru takes Aya to Satoru's base camp. This is the first when Aya come to the Satoru base camp. There is also Hiromi there. Also is Hiromi in the base camp. And finally, Aya spent a lot of time coming home from school, hanging out with Satoru and friends. And thus the kidnapping incident of 3 elementary school children will not occur because everything has been controlled by Satoru. Aya and Hiromi, the 2 victims, are already close to the Satoru, so it's not gonna be happen. And next day, Satoru and gang like really worried. Satoru thought that Sus violent, and surely that Sus would find another children to become a victim of kidnapping and murder. And Satoru and gang traced the bus location where the suspicious device is located. Suspicious tools is located. So this is the bus. Satoru and gang check the bus where the tool is. So this is the next victim, Satoru said. Satoru realized that the victim of these children were children who have a loner and had a social problems. So the victim is like hikikomori at Japan, like so loner and so what, not talk too much. And Satoru remembered that there is one classmate who turned into a loner when Satoru was angry, namely Misato. Yeah. She is Misato. And Satoru did the same plan, which was to watch Misato closely. And Hiromi said that was uh, Misato going to watch ice skating at the stadium. Yeah, you can see that sub. Katanya sekarang Misato selalu sendirian ya. Yeah, because Satoru was angry to her. And she turned to be a loner. This is when Satoru angry to her. So the Yashiro sensei said so Misato will watch the ice skating. And Satoru immediately rushed to the field. And after arriving and Satoru saw Misato sitting alone. As you can see that previously. Satoru saw Misato sitting alone. Then Misato went to the toilet and Satoru followed her. Satoru waits 5 minutes in front of the toilet and Satoru feels strange. And Satoru goes to checked the bathroom Misato used, and boom, 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 Misato isn't there in the bathroom. What happened exactly? And Satoru was out and saw Yuki car. This is the Yuki car. This is the Yuki car. So, although there is no evidence of guilty, but Yuki is a suspect in the future. And suddenly, Satoru meets this. And suddenly, Satoru meets a Yashiro sensei again. And Satoru asks for help to chase the Yuki car. And sensei agreed to this and helped Satoru. Yeah. He asked for help. And Yashiro sensei agreed. And he said, "Oh, Moperman, you want a candy?" And Satoru remembered that Yashiro sensei has a lot of candy in her car drawer. And when he checked that out, there is no candy. Tidak ada permen di situ, he said. And when that time, the vibe in the car is changed, and Yashiro sensei personality changed drastically. And Yashiro sensei asking that thing that don't make sense. Yashiro finally admitted that he was the source of the all kidnapping and murder. So Yashiro finally admitted. So he was a sus. And Satoru was very surprised by Yashiro sensei's statement. Yashiro sensei was amazed by everything Satoru did to prevent Yashiro sensei action. But in this case, Satoru will become a victim of Yashiro sensei. Everything that happened before was Yashiro sensei set up, so he could be alone with Satoru. And the missing Misato was also part of Yashiro sensei plan. So instantly, Satoru remembered that Yashiro sensei name is also the part of the suspect in the future. The Satoru can do anything because that seat belt can be removed. And Yashiro sensei intends to drown Satoru in his car into the cold river. And when the car almost sank, Satoru said, when the car almost sank, Satoru said, Yashiro, I know what awaits you in the future. When Satoru said that, Yashiro sensei immediately rushed to help Satoru. Yashiro sensei felt scared the way Yashiro sensei felt scared because that he heard Satoru words. Remember, right? Elementary school boy can mess up the adult plans. Yashiro thought it was not coincidence or intelligence. So, okay, this is the next. And Yashiro sensei helped Satoru. Although, okay. So this is Satoru drum. And then Satoru survived, but he swallowed a lot of water, and the temperature pressure in the water made Satoru body unstable. When brought to the hospital, Satoru was sent like a coma, deformist coma, sent to a coma for 15 years. And Satoru woke up at the age of 26. Yes. He woke up at 26 years old. After waking up from coma, Satoru lost his memory of what happened before he drowned. Yeah. But when Satoru saw Kaio, this is when Satoru saw Kaio, this is Kaio, the child who makes Satoru try hard so bad to save her. Hey, stop it, man. So this is Kaio, and her carried her child. And the friends who visited him as Kenya, and this is the friend of Satoru. So when he saw Kaio and and his friend, Satoru remembered everything and realized that Satoru had changed the future. The Satoru's plans is really success because he saved her mother. He saved his mother and 3 of elementary school girls. So it's a success. And Satoru asked for favor to all the friend and his mother to do anything, to do something. And Yashiro Sensei came to visit Satoru, but Satoru still pretend he's forget his memory. This is a Yashiro Sensei. And Yashiro takes Satoru around the hospital. Satoru still pretending. And when Yashiro takes Satoru around the hospital and reach the top of floor or the hospital rooftop, on reaching on the top, Satoru told him that he had been pretending for that long. And Yashiro Sensei also gave his original intention to drop Satoru from the top the hospital building. So yeah, Yashiro Sensei want to kill Satoru once again. And Yashiro Sensei immediately did the action, and Satoru was again can't do anything because he just woke up from coma. And Satoru tells him in the future he will kill his mother. And when and then when Satoru falls, unfortunately, Yashiro Sensei falls into a Satoru's trap. Like this. Yeah. As you can see, Yashiro Sensei falls into Satoru's trap. And Satoru fell into a maze that had been prepared by Satoru's mother and friends who were asking for help. That way, the accident became a proof and evidence and unmarks Yashiro Sensei. And the end of the story, Yashiro Sensei get caught by police, and Satoru and gang managed to put Yashiro Sensei in the prison. So yeah, it is happy ending for Satoru and friends, but not for love of Satoru, because Satoru was love Kaio, but Kaio betrayed him. Yeah, at the end of the story, Satoru and gang managed to put Yashiro Sensei in the prison. So that's it. So that's it, the story from Boku Dake ga Inamachi. So this is not fully of the story. I make a summary from this anime. So if you wanna watch anime, you go to the Samehadaku or Anitoki or something like that. Or you wanna watch legally, you should come to the Key or I don't know. I watch anime illegally. So that's it. Thank you for your attention and thank you for listening. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.